Hello, everyone. I had a feeling to come back on here, so I'm back on here. My last videos, videos. I only did a couple. I don't know. I can't remember how many I've done on my new channel. But if you haven't seen my other videos, I have been talking about COVID-19 and the details behind the title, the astrology, and the connections. I was talking about this this kind of stuff. Just the placements of the planets, and was discussing different, not that much different, but the different placements of astrology. I talked about 19's placed in the movies at specific spots. I gave a list, said I would come back after I found the list. I went through one of the movies, Enemy of the State, and I believe I went through it and gave the sort of brief, not really brief, but I looked at all the numbers of the, every, in the movie, when you watch the movie, even the cameras. And I was thinking about why they did it. Because because once you look at yourself, it's a bit too hard to, like, why would you do that? Why would those numbers calculate in such a way? Like when I showed you just recently, I found another number. Was it not 19, but it was 13 specific, in Alexander film, the Alexander the Great, with Colin Farrell, Angelina Jolie, and Val Kilmer, which I was talking about how the 13 connects as a specific number that's used as well, but besides the 19, because Like recently, I found a 19. Well, didn't find the 19, but I find they put together. So in for example, like the film, the whole 9 yards, right? So you think about the whole 9 yards. It's a nine, right? You think, oh, it's nothing, right? And then I was looking at where nines are. There are nines in like in Liar Liar when he at the court scene at the end of the film. He he says, so I've gone into like yellow. Yellow is a very specific color and reason for the color. Like the yellow clothes she's wearing in the court scene in Liar Liar. It's yellow. Um, there's yellow, like in the movie Drive. The scorpion on the back is yellow. Yellow became like I could see it, like even the film, the TV show Utopia is yellow, and it talks about the vaccines in the movie and use of vaccines. The reason why they use, if you see the episodes, 2014 TV show called Utopia. Yellow there. There's yellow at the end of Snake Eyes. Is the car's yellow? It's also in. There's a yellow car in the end of Snake Eyes, but he's also got a yellow shirt during the film. Yellow is got to do with the year that the element, it's Earth element, Earth pig year is 2019. And like I said in another video, I'm just going to say a lot of, not repeat myself, but just connecting the dots, keep talking about the same sort of patterns and the reminders of things. So there's a structure to the movies where like the 19 was the start for me because of COVID. I started to look at the numbers more specifically. But then after finding the 19s in specific spots in movies, like not just randomly, like in Enemy of the State, 9/11 is mentioned twice. Not mentioned, but shown twice. Andrew Jolie's dad's birthday in the film Enemy of the State is 9/11, 1940, right? And this is before 9/11. This is 2008, the same year that Snake Eyes was made. This is before 9/11. And then in the two separate accounts that are in the movie as well, where he's talking to, I think his secretary or partner, or he's at home maybe, and there's two separate accounts, $70,000. Put them together, you can see it's 9/11 on one, 9 on one account and 11 on another account, on those two. And then I calculated the little numbers, all the little codes, and they lead both of them calculated to I think 33, which is the Freemason number, 33 degrees, and all that stuff. Then there's other numbers like the 322, the skull and bones, which I found in also Enemy of the State, the watch, the cheap watch, $12, $13 watch. But it was the numbers that something got me to start calculating the numbers and finding the code in the numbers. So there's only 4, and you just calculate, add them together. Like I added Israel and Palestine, put them together. It calculates to something undeniable. Yeah, birth accounts 33. The numbers in between the little numbers between those two accounts. Yeah. So I'm just thinking about those two numbers together, putting 12. Anyway, so I was connecting. Okay, he's going to be a 13th god, and Jolie says in Alexander about her husband, the alchemist character. So I was like, whoa, that was before he died, right? Before he gets killed, scene. Which really tied together all the other stuff about the movie. The felon, he's got a yellow shirt, right? So yellow again. Earth element in the Chinese five elements is there's different elements, like I said, like he says, and there's like fire. Fire is red color. It's the heart and the small intestine, and then you got the liver. Not in this order, but the liver is green. Liver and gallbladder is green light. So showing there, like given that in this is a creation cycle. So green is the liver, right? So green. So let's say that's the gallbladder color, and then the other one is it's green color. It's still lighter or darker, whatever. But red, so green to red, it's creation cycle, fire, and then to yellow, earth, and then to white, metal, and then to water, blue, and then back again. So the year 2019 is a pig year and it's an earth year. Earth pig year. So color is yellow. So how it has been mapped and how it, when you see it, so obviously people were able to test it. The like the coincidence, it's not a coincidence that like Training Day, he's a cop for 19 months. How long have you been a pig? The guy says, and he's like 19 months. Right? Like that's not the only thing. It's like with the first time they're going into the jungle, that street, there's a guy next to them with 19 on his back. There's only one guy, and there's no one else really with numbers. Actually, there's no numbers, but 19. And then at the end of the movie, you see a guy with a 5. So 519. The 19. It's a 5 and a 19. It's like Scarface. The 19 is with the 5. So he's been away. He goes, it's his mum. He goes, 5 years he's been away. And then the whole screaming and the fighting and the trauma and the intense scene. And then it's funny because they put it in an intense scene, and I thought, what, like that is the best place, because there's like I thought it would just be in a normal killing, it's killing scene or something, but it's actually, it could be in more spots, but definitely his sister's 19 years old, and he's like, he mentions, beat yourself up at 19. So she says 5 years, and it's a 19 for her. I don't think it's a coincidence, but again, there's that. There's no coincidence that it says 19 on the helicopter that crashes when Ron gets shot in Born on 4th of July. It just doesn't make any sense. It could have been any other number, but it had to be a 19 that's shown to us, and it crashes and blows up, and he's shot, and or like, what's the reason? I know there is a reason. I know they put it there on purpose. It's too undeniable when you see each movie. Me Joe Black. Why would they? He gets fired. He brings up Article 19 of the corporate charter. Like, people, come on. It can't be. It can't be an accident. It can't be an accident that AI is the first letter and the ninth letter in the alphabet in the abbreviation. It just cannot be. And it can't be that, oh, like some sort of people want to believe, oh, it's just a year. Yeah, but why did they choose? Why did it happen that year? It's the last sign. It's the 12th year before it starts again. Last time that happened, it was an off number. The last time there was a rat year was 12 years ago from 2020. Now, from 2020, we've still got another 6 years before we have another rat year. Or 4 or 5. Yeah. So I have to get to 12 years. So Israel was established in a rat year, 1948, and America is a year of a monkey. It's not a coincidence. Why? What's causing that? Then you've got to think about it, because everyone who's thinking, oh, it's separate from me, it means the astrology is real. And you cannot just, as soon as you say it's not real, that's what the game is. It's real. It's doing something. That's what it does. It's just strange. Now, whether you believe it or not, whether you think it's real or not, that's nothing got to do with why it's so perfect, because that's been that way for a long time. Why is American elections for the last over 200 years, without fail, have been either a dragon, a rat, or a monkey year every 4 years? And that's the same as COVID-19 title 519, because the dragon is the fifth, the rat's the first, and the monkey is the ninth sign. That's the affinity of those three signs. And you go, what makes an affinity? Well, when you look up what makes an affinity sign, why it works. I don't know why it works. I don't know why everything works, but I definitely can see there's a pattern there. I don't understand it fully. It's like you understand it, but when you see it, it's there. I don't understand the sun. You see the sun, you use the sun, it's great, but no one understands it. Nothing makes any sense. But we're here for as long as we're here, and then and then we're still here. We're just different. But anyway, so there's a lot of things like that. So 519 there. Equalizer, in the movie Equalizer, he's 28 minus 9, 19. And he also says 28 minus 9. It's cool. It's so funny that 2 plus 8 is 10. Minus 9 doesn't matter, even if it's a minus 9 from that, it's 19. Is that 19? And then if you plus, even so, basically that's what I remember him saying. Anyway, he goes 16 seconds. He doesn't get 16 seconds. He gets 28 seconds, something like that. I don't know why it says 28 minus 9, but it says 28. I mean, 28. So just want to make sure, because it's just, yeah. Well, there you go. It's very simple. Take away 8. You have 20. Take away 1 more. It's 19. There you go. But the funny thing is, you just put a plus, and a plus in the 2 plus 8. If you put 2 pluses, so between the 2 and 8, so 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 9 is 19. So I found that very funny. But then the fact that he says it twice, which is the letter in the alphabet that's 19 is S, the S letter, which connects to also another film. Anything, it's all just the same. Like I found the 19 in Apocalypse Now. He's talking about how old he was when he goes through special forces. He says 38 years old. He goes, why would you do that? But half of 38 is 19, and actually mentions that. He goes, I was half his age, and I couldn't even go through the special forces course. And I was 19, he said. So they mentioned the 19 there, and you can brush it off, but there's a few other things I can show you in that movie. But then again, who's so the purpose of showing you this? So like with the movie, like how they and how it's still covered up, and how easy it is to cover up. Because I had like videos and videos of the in detail stuff of this, and they all got deleted for no good reason. That's as simple, and that's how powerful it is when we're all not looking. But I'm just putting it to people because that's what I have to do. Yeah, so that's what I'm led to do. So yeah, I've also talked about. I had a video. I had it. Okay. I was talking also about how they match things, like the movie Snake Eyes. Like I said, it still can't. It's still so obvious and fresh, especially because it was only last year. That a movie made so many years ago is being used, like Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck September 10th. And in the movie Snake Eyes, he gets shot, Charlie Kirk land. So Charlie Kirk had land, he gets shot in the neck. Interestingly enough, Kirk means church. When you look up Jordan Maxwell stuff and look up the word Kirk, it's got to do with church, it's got to do with the lady out, it's got to do with a witch or something, and she steals energy from children and stuff like that. So it's a form of basically slavery. Any of the organized religions, in terms of the way he talks about it, is organized slavery. It's like a slave system. It's like a very developed, whatever. So it's hidden, hides things, it hides things. So that's the contributing factor to the fact that we are sitting and watching movies and we can't tell. We can't feel the danger, or we don't know what to do with the danger. Because to find these things, I first had to realize that I hated them. I didn't like them. And I don't mean the hate them as in, yeah, I don't really, I didn't watch it. Well, we can't really. We can't. When I was looking for it, I'm like, I don't want to watch this again. Or I have to find the answer to be able to convince. I'm not really convinced. I mean, I don't say like the word convince, but to prove it's better because at least it means it's development, it's just truth. So I just, the movie Felon, like I was about to say, is he's in Cell 13. They're both in Cell 13. The same actors in the movie Felon 2008 are in Cell 13. Okay, that's not a coincidence that in the same year they made a TV show called Conspiracy 13 with the same two actors. And then they even got the 19 in there on one of the people's, you know, on the, because they have the, on the left side, which Jordan Maxwell, when you listen to Jordan Maxwell's stuff, everything just makes sense. I mean, Lord of the Rings talks about Lord of the Rings and then connects to me to Saturn. He's like Saturn. And then, you look up this and I'd find out that this is how, like this is I was saying the dragon is not like dragon is Aries, but when you look up Aries, Aries is the planet of Mars, which is the actual in this way. It's not Pisces. It's which is a rabbit. It's sorry. It's not a dragon. It's the rabbit's planet. And so I found that doesn't. I don't know if someone can explain to me, and I haven't had anyone explain to me because when I brought this up with them people, everyone's sort of confused because there isn't books like other books I have where they talk about astrology. Like this doesn't even talk about in this book right here. He doesn't actually mention the year planets. So even in this book, so I find that, and I've read through pretty much this whole entire book, all the sections that don't really involve all the combinations. Just talk about elements and they got year listings here all the way back to 1800s, 1700. It goes back to in this book to 1799, I think, or a bit further. This one's 1700. That's 770. Why is that doing that? 99, 16. Yeah, okay. So 18, 17, 1792. So as a rat year. All right, so that's what the elections started. This is what freaks me out in a strange way that the COVID, right? So COVID is COV, which is 3, and then a 19 is put there, right? That's the abbreviation. That's the COV SARS 19 or whatever, right? So that's where I found the connection with even the Hollow Man too. She says, what did you kill?" Because she gets him with, she tricks him, and he takes something that she said that was gonna reverse the thing, invisibility. And she goes, C19, right? That's what's in the thing. Rat poison, and it's 6004, which connects to Israel, because I like ISRAEL in letters. Sorry, in letters to numbers, calculate them together, it leads to 64. 64 is a 64 hexagram. The I Ching, which has all the astrology and all that kind of stuff, and ones and zeros, yin and yang. It's very basic. So I just can't get that out of the way. Can't really move it away. And then there's 64 placed in the movies as well, in certain, like in the movie Seven, John Doe's room number is 64. There's a few other movies where there's other 64s placed, like the Devil's Advocate, he mentions he's got 64 straight convictions, and he says, "What a number," on purpose. There's a strange reason why he says that. And that's because of that. It's so like with the movie Felon and the Conspiracy 13, the same year. It cannot be a coincidence why they're using 13. Okay, just it doesn't make it when you understand what number 13 means. As in apparently the 13 families that run the world and stuff like that. Why would it? And then they're calculating in the Enemy of the State. There's so many 13s, they add up to 13 so many times. I couldn't before I close this. So the rat years in 1792 is when that was the last time that there was like a gap. So from 1792, every 4 years has been a rat. So every 4 years from there has been an election. 1792 was a rat year. 4 years later was 1796. 4 years later was 1800. Reading back with 1800 monkey, and then 4 years from that is a rat year again, 1804. 4 years later, 1808 dragon year, and then another 4 years later, 1812 monkey. Another 4 years later, rat year. 1816 was another election year for America, presidency, right? And then 4 years later, it's all the way to 2024. It hasn't been broken. Okay? That's 224 years or more than 224 years. Yeah. So it's over 230 years or something. Or something like that. And that's the COVID, right? So COVID, like the 5 letters, is 5. The fifth sign is the dragon. And that's the year also, with the connection with 40 years in the desert, a strange thing I found with how it's mapped out. You got 20 years. 20 years gap. And I found that, with all these sort of, letters and numbers and stuff that, I mean, if when anyone can look at a Kabbalah thing, right? Obviously not everyone's going to know what the letters mean. But if some Kabbalah says, or any of them, someone says they do Kabbalah, right? You just take the basic thing. You may not understand the words and you may not know, but they always talk that no word or letter in a book means what it says. So cat doesn't mean cat, chair doesn't mean chair, everything doesn't mean what it says it means. So it's hidden. So I sort of just, okay, I haven't got a book, I'm not decoding anything, I'm not going that way. But clearly, if they've got that code, it's going to be in the movie. It cannot be separated. It's like mathematics. You can't, like I said, like, like you can't separate that. Like, even if they've chosen 28 minus 9 equals 19. No one made that up. Although some people argue they go, oh, it's made up. But 2 plus 8 plus 9 is 19 as well. That kind of thing. That's whatever that is. That's just, I don't know, life or whatever the elements or just whatever it is. So it can't be hidden. Even if you don't know all those things, because you need to study it and look at it and be told and revealed to you. It's secret. And what is that power? What power does it give you? If you were to be told these things. So they use this to how does it work? I mean, what other people can give me the words for it, because I don't really. I mean, when you listen to Jordan Maxwell, there's all the words and stuff that he says are like, we don't know what they mean, but like we still don't know. Like we use the word currency for money, but it's got to do with like simple things like lawyer, riverbank, and that's why they call it a bank. And all these things he talks about, that gives me a strange feeling when I listen to it. It's a sense of calming down, a calming down that comes from like I don't know. It's what can I say about that? Oh, I just wanted to show you this because I did a couple of. It was so coincidental that I did this just before Sam Neill died. I just did this in a couple. It's not the best. I mean, it's all wasn't bad, but like just did a quick little, I don't know, 20, 15 minutes each or something. Tried to just quickly do a picture. See how, yeah, just came up to do it. So I did that, a couple of them. So what was I saying? Yeah, I was trying to see if I could something come up in my mind to help me discuss the numbers. So I was, yeah, that'll come to me. So 13 in that way. Alexander, he says the 13th god. I just found it very. I can't remember what year Alexander was made. I think it was 2004. I think it's 2004. Sorry. Yeah. So actually, I'll get that drawing because it's a nice one. Yeah. Towels are so warm. Fits perfectly in between one eye from the dragon, one eye from that. That's pretty cool. Stuff's weird. Anyway, so it's good. So 13, it's like the movie 1408. That's 1 plus 4 plus 8 equals 13 for a reason. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of 19 place, like I said, with Cape Fear, 19 on his arm, tattoo, but he's also got Roman numerals in 12. So 12 is the 12th sign. There's also 12. And a lot of, it's seeing it yourself. I mean, because this is how it's so easily covered. I was looking up, like, like how freaky like in multiplicity, when he fires that guy, the only scene when you look it up, multiplicity firing, and he fires one guy once. So there's a big bag and it's got R19 on it. And then I looked even deeper, like if you were to calculate just each, like R is 18th letter and then 19, and then you just calculate each digit, each number, right? 1 plus 8 plus 9 plus 1. Oh, sorry. So 9 plus 1 plus 8 plus 1. That equals to 19. So like a deep, like I even like there's something that you wouldn't notice that's not obvious. Like even there's a film with don't remember her name. The woman from Blade Runner. I gotta find, and also Ace Ventura, co-detective that played the police. The woman. Let me just find the Way Out, 1987. Sean Young. Yeah. So her and Kevin Costner in this movie with Gene Hackman. And there's the 19 all the way at the end, which is very hard to see, but because of the fact that the two computers it's a bit blurry, but looking at the numbers, it's a 19. It's right at the end, just before the guy walks across. You can see it's a 19 because it's 19 and there's 20 machine, but he walks across it, and the last thing you see is like a sort of blurry 19. But that's not the only 19. The other 19 is in the room with the guy that's helping him. I forgot his. I should have actually kept the thing up. Sam Hesselman, George, the guy's name George. Is he still alive? Yeah. Huh. So George Dananza, Dizana, Dizanza. What is that? Yeah, so he gets killed by the other guy. By what's the character's name? Scott Pritchard. Scott Pritchard. The Scott Pritchard character kills that guy, George. And in that room at the back, I think I've deleted it all. I tried to get my Facebook videos onto YouTube, but they don't download more than 15 minutes, which I think has changed for that reason. So you can't transfer your Facebook videos. Which is funny because I wanted to do a lot more Facebook videos and I was sort of putting it on hold. But I got a few of them, so I can at least post them on Facebook. The only thing is that you can't have subtitles, so it's very hard to hear my voice unless you have headphones. So that's another reason they've done everything to block this as much as possible to make it harder for people to realize this. So anyway, so there's a scene where he gets killed, and you can see just before he gets shot, it's a basketball court with 9 lights. So I thought 9 lights, and then the wall behind it has a big thing with lines, and you think, and this is where I just break everything down. I was like, okay, every time there's a scene with something, I'm going to count it. Like the non-coincidental thing where I stopped in the movie Seven, where Morgan Freeman's character is sitting there and he's got the TikTok thing, and before he's frozen on the floor, they edited it so it started with him listening to ticking. Like, it only gets to 19. It gets to 19 clicks, which I don't find as a coincidence at all. But the fact that it was 19 clicks before he picks it up and throws it. From when it cuts from Brad Pitt with his partner, or the Brad Pitt with Gwyneth Paltrow in the bed, lying down and says, "I love you," to Morgan Freeman. You start. It's 19 clicks till he grabs it and throws the thing. That's not a coincidence because they edited it that way. Someone edited it and said, put 19, I want to hear only 19, and then stop. There's no doubt in my mind that is how they work. I don't, because it's a sound. It's a sound. And if someone wants to count them, because you're already feeling the dread of the reality of it, it's not just the movie. The movie connects you to spirit stuff. So you may sit there and ignore spirits and all that stuff all day and whatever. But when you get to these movies, the reason why that you will never feel like desensitizing yourself to a movie it doesn't actually work. You can just become more crazy. That's what I realized. Because thinking about how you are, you could just desensitize and watch whatever. It doesn't desensitize you, it makes you more. In a way, it does. So I suppose it does, but it's not a thing that it's not to strive for. So, like that, back to the No Way Out, there's a big thing in the basketball court besides the 9 lights. I couldn't believe it, but whatever stopped me to look at it and said, there's actually something here. I'm like, there's something here. There's no numbers here. So I count the lights. How many lights are there's 9? All right. And mind you, I was thinking about Liar Liar, the 19th at 9 a.m. And then I started looking at the fact that 19, so again, 1 plus 9 plus 9, what does that calculate to? 19. So I was like, whoa. So that wasn't just the 19 plus the 9. It's 1 plus 9 plus 9 is 19. Like, fuck, that's massive. Okay. So I found it everywhere. So I found it in a lot of things. Like where they put the 322, the number of the skull and bones, in National Treasure. So funny enough, Angelina Jolie's dad is in 2 movies with the number 322 in it, in specific spots. I really wish Angelina Jolie could watch these. Yeah, you have to just read my book. Yeah, that's all I have to do. Anyway, so 322 in National Treasure is when he gets the $100 bill in the library, and he asks, see on the library, see the clock, it says 222, but that's before daylight saving, so it's a forward 1 hour, back 1 hour, whatever, so it becomes 322. Things like that. The 19 is on the 519 is on the getaway truck when he steals the Declaration of Independence, and she chases him, and she gets taken by the guys on their truck. The guy that plays the guy that almost gets shot in Lord of the Rings, the orc kills him, and him. I don't know his name. He's in James Bond with Pierce Brosnan, Goldeneye. He's the other guy. So yeah, on his truck, you see it's 519, right? Like rush hour, rush hour 1. What's this rush hour? Yeah, the Chinese girl at the end, she's in the truck. It's got 519 on the license plate there too. When Chuck, was it? Getting confused with. It's not obviously hearing Chuck Norris, but it's not Chuck Norris. It's Solomon Chuck. Chris Tucker. How did I get him? Chuck Norris, Chris Tucker. Maybe it's Chuck Norris coming through. I know Chuck Norris. Yeah, if it is. Yeah, whatever. So, this is a lot. All right. So, yeah. Then there's another movie, Van Damme movie. I forgot the name of it. They took it off. I gotta find that one. Ugh. There's a couple of Van Damme movies. Even Van Damme wouldn't even know. Like the Legionnaire movie. Legionnaire with Van Damme. The desert. They go to the desert and he saves Luigi, or he tries to save the Italian dude. And the Italian dude that saves the general, the first fight of the movie. So this is where they put it. The first fight, physical battle, not the gangster one, like an intense war scene or whatever. He's like, he died a Legionnaire, right? He gets shot in the heart. He's number 20, but they don't say it's number 20. They say he died a Legionnaire. And he's like, yeah, so did 19 brave other Legionnaires today. I'm like, you put them together, put Meet Joe Black, I show you, you look at that, you look at Cape Fear, Romans 19 on his left side, on arm, right? Besides, this is the 19. We're not talking about the trans flag in the crowd on the young girls that are dancing. They have like a trans flag on them, and then the next scene after that is they're standing behind the family, the main family, and the characters, and the daughter and the mother and the father, the one that got him in jail. The What's his name? The other guy, Robert De Niro's character. They're standing in front of the passport building. All these seemingly random. They're not random. None of it's random. None of it. And I still take from Osho when he says, the Jewish is the most calculated people in the world. So I was like, well, if they run all the movies and stuff, it's all there. That was what also came through my mind, understanding that I had to keep going because it was very difficult. I couldn't even, like, even on the helicopter. And I was thinking, I can't, like, well, obviously I was like, okay, in the helicopter in Enemy of the State, there's a number on the helicopter, N811HS. And I thought, okay, because I've been sort of calculating so many different numbers here and there, I could see that 8 plus 8 and 11 equal 19 to me every time I see it. Every time I see it, I was calculating all the time. I keeps going calculating quickly, trying to, because I'm really not that mathematical. I don't really like, basically, I didn't never usually used maths, or I always calculated things and cared to calculate so many things besides like money and stuff. But like, not really like this, not looking deep into it. And now I realized that now I've done it stuff more times than I normally have. I started noticing 8 and 11, and then I saw the helicopter and I went, I'm thinking of calculating with 8 plus 1 plus 1, and then I look and see if there's a 19. Because I usually find, like, the, like in the other movie, was it called? It was also the beginning of the movie, which was strange because that movie is also before 2000. Oh no, it was 2001. It was released, but it was made before, obviously, 2001, but it was released in 2001. Pretty much the same time 9/11 happened. It's called Heist. Heist with Gene Hackman and Danny DeVito and Sam Rockwell. That movie. Yeah, it took me a while to find the 19. It's a really long time. But I ended up finding it on the gold bar. And then on the truck, when he's the girl's the girl that's with Gene Hackman in that part of the movie anyway. The She gets the truck with the trees, the broken trees, when they crash on the street, and she gets away. You can see the numbers that calculate. I think there's two lines. Oh, one calculates to 19, the other calculates to, I think, 18. And that's where I started realizing, okay, then calculate 1 plus 9 plus 1 plus 8, it's 8, it's 19. Right? Because 8 plus 1 is 9, and 9 plus 1 is 10. You put them together, it becomes 19. So I was like, that's not a coincidence. And then straight after that, then we actually find the 19 on the gold bar. Because I've looked at that movie, I looked at that movie so many times and I couldn't find the night. It was so difficult. I was like, has to be 19 here. But when you're watching a movie and you're not looking at the lines, you're looking at the lines, you're trying to listen to hear the 19 if they're talking and they're mentioning 19 and why they mention the 19 and blah, blah. You know, at the docks there was a number 12 on there. I was like, okay, there's a 12 there, right? There's 9:11 on the clock, which is 10 to 9 o'clock, 5 to 9 before they're going to steal the whatever they're going to steal. It looked like 9/11. I can't. We haven't sure that's what it was, but I know there's a lot of people that are going to be. There's a lot of people you're going to have the thought, and you're going to believe that thought, because what I'm pointing to, you do have to see. Like, it's more than 10 movies in such pinnacle moments. It can't be a coincidence. Like Fifth Element can't be a coincidence. What's the room that they go and bring the hand that they found in? First off, there's an 18, right, in the reflection, correct? As the hand's walking, it's 18. You can see it in the hallway. So that's 1, 8. And then the room that they're in is 19. It's the 19th room. What do you want me to say? It's why would they do that? It's so obvious. Corbin Dallas's room, his numbers calculate to 19. Like, why? It can't be a coincidence. You can see that it's a thing. So, and then that's not all the 19s. Like, they did it more than once. So there's 19 in that room. And then why did the president at the end of the movie of The Fifth Element say, I have 19 more meetings after this? He has 19 more meetings after this in room 19. Then you have the hand has the 18 plus the 19. So you can just put 4 digits. And that's 19. And in the No Way Out, 1987, there's 19 stripes, black stripes in a big thing. 19. I counted them many times. Even I looked at how many on the top and how many on the side. I think it was... I can actually find it. Right now if that film is still up and... I can see the whole thing. Now I probably won't be able to see it. Yeah, they've taken it down. Oh no, that's wrong movie. Yeah, okay, well there you go. So they've taken it down now, so the full movie is not there. Or is it? Maybe it isn't there. So weird. Interesting. Is it working? No, it's not working. All right, so this one's not working. So I could see it before, but now I can't. So there's probably... I have to look at that. See if we could look at that scene. No Way Out 97. Scott kills George. Is that makes sense. There we go. And there we have it. That's what we needed. So just look it up, and there you have. You have the first shot. You got Sam's Confession. Look up that. Okay. No Way Out. 10 out of 12. 10 out of 12. Sam's Confession, 1987. No Way Out. Okay. Very easy. No Way Out. Sam's Confession, 1987. It will come up. Now have a look at the wall. Now let's hope it wasn't too tired. There we go. Ready, go. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It does a weird thing. Okay. So 1, 2. That's what I did. That's why I started. I counted so many times. I was like, oh, fuck, am I counting it right? Because this is ridiculous. There's 19 black lines from tip. Sorry, is it 19 black lines or is it 19 white lines? Wait a second. I think it's white. I'm not sure. Okay, we'll have a look. It's definitely 19 in there, right? Because it would freak me out. So we'll go to the black first. Black is 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do it the easy way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Look, I can't count the rest of that. 1 second. Whoa. Make it a bigger screen because then it's bigger, right? Yeah. Is it bigger? Of course it's bigger. Is it? A tiny bit. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There's 19 white lines. So it's actually better that it's white because it makes small connections to the white lights. It's 9 lights. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's 19 white lights. The black is the strips, but there's actually 20 black strips. So it's scary enough as it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah. It's 20 black, but there's 19 white. So I was like, okay, there's 19 white lines plus the 9 lights. 9 plus 1 plus 9 is 19. So it's like a big 19. And then someone will go, what about the flag? Well, so 3. That's 7. That's 6 white lines. There's 6 white lines. Interesting. Six. So that's where I found that, and the coincidence was the police commissioner dude, or whatever, the guy that's leading the thing in this film is the same judge that is in the movie Liar Liar, and the one that says 19th at 9 a.m. And this scene, it came up to my mind when I saw him in this movie. I immediately had the flash of the number he gave, and then I think soon after that I started thinking about the number itself, 19 and 9. I just calculated them together and I was like, well, that's 19. That's 19 as well. So then this movie came about and I started researching on this movie to look and see every single thing and what it was and trying to find the 19 here. And it was very difficult. And then when I paused on this scene and said, someone count the lines at the back of the room. And then I counted 19 of them and I freaked out. And then I saw the 9 lights and I went, that's 19, 9. Again, people are it's not gonna reach. It's not gonna reach. The point is like, well, what's that? That's not so obvious. It's not a 19. It's not a big 19 like when he's the same actor. It's almost every movie I've seen. But this guy, the guy that plays George, he's in the Deer Hunter, and in the Deer Hunter, that's the big 19 is when Nick, when the next Nick scene where he, loses. And on the television, straight afterwards, when Rob, no, there's a 19 on the ship in the TV, a big 19 on the ship. Why? Why would you put a 19 right there? Why would you do it in such a heightened emotional scene? Because that's what it is. That's what it's about. It's about some form of conditioning where it's distracting you, right? It's the words distraction, deception. That's all I can. Because here, like he gets killed in this scene. So you like, oh, everyone freaks out and goes, oh, I want him to live, and what's gonna happen now, and the stress of that, and then they gave you the 19 right there, 19 lines. 19 lines. And I was just looking and see if there's any, like there's 9 lights there, and then what do you see afterwards? You don't really see anything. And he's wearing a yellow tie. What's his name? Scott Pritchard. He's wearing a yellow tie. So like that. Sorry, 1 second. So, an enemy of the state, like I said, with the two accounts, look at the $270 to $70,000 accounts. Calculate the numbers, the little ones in between the little account numbers, and they both calculate to 33. And then the 9/11 is a bit obvious, and then the fact that his birthday is on 9/11. And the guy on the television in the beginning scene, when we just see the first 19 by itself, like actual 19, with the kids playing the video game, Donkey Kong, or is it Mario or something? It starts 17 seconds and ends the cuts at literally 19 on each side of the screen. Subtle, but it's after the guy gets hit by the fire truck. Then there's actually a few other 19s which are really like in the actual like the zoom ins and the latitude and longitude, the numbers and codes and stuff like that, and different things like that. Floor level. But the main thing that's freaky in this movie is definitely 9/11, like the fact of that happening, and that's why it keeps connecting back to Lord of the Rings, released in 2001. Lord of the Rings means Saturn. 19 years from 19 years from 2001 is 2020. And 9/11, they said there was 19 hijackers. So I mean, it worked. This quite possibly, if everyone was to, if someone was to take it on, and like everyone was to share this and talk about it more, it'd be obvious. Besides the stuff like, like that's why when I realized for a second, since last year September, they're not. This is it. There's not much time left, and the fact that they're letting it be seen, they're letting it like they did it on purpose. Like even his wife is blonde hair and was wearing white, I think, on the day or something. Someone was showing it, but what's that about? It's not a coincidence. Had all this I have notes, heaps of notes. No, 20 minutes. Oh, that's right. In the movie National Treasure, after Nick steals the Declaration of Independence, the blue car is Yeah, there's a blue car, which represents sort of I think represents kind of like I said, the blue tie of the president of Israel and the red tie of America. But that's how basic it is, right? Blue car and the red car. Yeah. After talking to the license plate, that's right. Yeah, C51092. So I looked at it and went, okay, 519 or 5, there's a 5, 10, and then a 9. So 10 plus 9 is 19, and then there's 5, 6, 7. But I'm just looking at the 519 on the license plate. I found it a bit coincidental that it's a 5, and then there's a 1, and a 0, and a 9, and 2. Six. Six. But they all calculate to 17. 18, 19, 20. With the C is a 3. So then it all calculates to 20. C plus 5 plus 1 plus 9 plus 2 is 20. 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah. But there's a scene in that movie where there's two words with the letters highlighted. So M is highlighted and S is highlighted. And S is 19 and then M is 13. George Washington's birthday. Sorry, I don't know where I didn't write it down, but 1846 equals 19. I don't know what that meant. It was his birthday. I don't know if his birthday, because I think its birthday is 1876 here. I don't know what that is. Tour guide, Washington's birthday, the bell. So before daylight savings, the skull and bones. Left corner brick, symbol of the Freemason. Left corner cornerstone, which Jordan Maxwell talks about the cornerstone. It's the corner of a cornerstone pyramid. 1778. 8 AF. Another one that was 1783 equals 19. Plane behind Nick. So this is where I'm just calculating all the numbers that I found in the movie, but they go down 5 stories in the building. Yeah, Wall Street calculates to 20. And I found that funny because the word wall is COVID to me is like, even though I think they see it as a wall, it's basically a wall. Oh, it's also mentioned, I mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. Reading backwards the COVID title, like you read Hebrew or Arabic, you read backwards. If you read it, 1776, America established an American monkey. And if you're not sure, I can show you in this book. So between the 2nd of the 19th, 19th of the 2nd. Wow, why so far? 19th of February. Yeah, 19th of February, 1776 to the 2nd. What? 7th of the 2nd. Okay, that's not too bad. 1777. So I'm having a really weird breakthrough, personal. Massive, huge breakthrough. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh fuck. Oh Jesus. Oh, there we go. A 7. Just thinking of the movie. Okay. There's nothing coming out. I just don't understand why. My nose is getting all ticklish. So I just okay. I'll show you it so you don't think I'm. So you don't think I'm making this up anyway. So I was looking up that the book is broken in half. So we're going to show you 1776. The day. Okay. There's the monkey. So you're not confused. Let's have a look. Oh, wait, sorry. There we go. It's confused. I was like, what the hell is going on? So this is that side. 1776. Year of the monkey. Second, 9th. This is 19. 19. It's 19. It's the year America was established. Not on this day, but this is the first day to that day. Right? I'm just freaking out over these numbers here for my personal reasons that I'll go into another day, but I'm just having a sort of mini freak out. So that's the year of the monkey. That's America, correct? That's fact. It's the year of the monkey. It's a fact, right? It's not a scam. I'm not making it up. It's not an illusion. That's the year of the monkey. 1776 America. So it's 9 first. Israel second, 1948. And just in case you don't want it, I mean, you can look it up yourself. Is that 1948? Right here. 249. And then we go here, so it's Buffalo. Starts 1949. So that's a wrap. So monkeys first, 1776, read backwards. Israel established, rat year. 119. America starts with A and Israel starts with I. So it's crisscrossed cross. So that's AI. America A and Israel I. You can even say Australia, because Australia as well is part of it, right? Sorry. No, it doesn't do anything. Anyway. So Jesus, yeah. It's Jesus. Well, so, all right, that's really big for me. So, 22. Um, I don't know what element it is, but you could find out if you. It's take a long time, but So the 4 numbers that make the hours that they calculate in the enemy of the state every time you see it. The first one is calculates to 5. The second one calculates to 13. The third one is 13. The fourth is 13. Sorry, the third is 13. The fourth is 14. The fifth is 13. So that's 5, right? So the 4 numbers, not the first numbers, I can't calculate to 5. So you add them. It's 3, 1, 1, 0. There's a 0, there's a 3, there's a 1, there's a 1. That calculates to 5. The second one calculates to 13. The third one calculates to 13. 4 letters, 4 numbers, 13. So the first 5 of them, right? 5 at the beginning, 13, 13, 13, 13, 13, it's 4. So 4 plus that. So the fifth time that they do this calculation thing, that's the last 13 before what's the next number on the 6th, right? Like, it's a 19. And you don't see another 19. Think again, there's no 19. None of them calculate to 19 again. There's only 1 in the whole movie. You see 7 twice. Like you see 7 in the movie, the 70 grand is split into 2 accounts. And that's actually after that scene. There's 117 in there, and then there's another 3 more 13s after that 19. So it's 5, 13, 13, 13, 13, 19, 13, 13, 13, and then I don't know, I think it's 16 after that. 519 in the whole 9 yards. What room's he in? What room are you looking for? 519. That's with Bruce Willis and Matthew Perry. I think Matthew Perry. And then in the Count of Monte Cristo, he has 72,519 stones in his cell. $72,000. So 7 plus 1 is 9. $519. Do you know what I mean? The whole 9 rings. There's 9 rings, nine planets. It's not a coincidence that they put the 519. Because that's again that's the whole thing. 519 are the 3 affinity signs. So with COVID, so I'm gonna quit the video now because something's happened. I'm fine. I just feel really connected to them. So I was saying about the numbers, the 9, the 1, but the COVID letters, besides there being a 5, the D is the 4th letter, right? But it's also D is the 4th sign and the 4th planet. The 4th planet is Mars, and like with the rabbit on the Mars in this book, the rabbit is the 5th. In order. Sorry, rabbit's the 5th. Rabbit's the 4th. That's why I need to stop this because my mind is. Just getting that moment when I first saw the ship. It's the energy is returning. So when I saw a light, it's when I saw the ship because I saw the lights. But then I saw the ship and I drew it before I ever saw it. Exactly how I saw it. And I never saw it again. I saw lights again. I know that they're them, but I've never seen it through binoculars like that ever again. I've never had binoculars or telescope since, besides seeing it during the day like that through a scope. And they're helping me focus on this stuff, which is obviously not desired by the establishment of this planet because they keep on blocking it. And I've tried to share it, and that's all I do. I was writing on other pages and people's trying to have discussion about it, and a lot of people like it. And in fact, a lot of people saw my videos because I was posting the same thing, the same stuff, same question. What is this about? Everyone look at this, have a look at that. And all it took was a few, because of all the movies we've watched and we give them money and we say we love these movies and stuff. They've got all that power from that. And we're getting dross, we're getting shit in return. So it's all of it, really. But thinking that there's like this little pocket where you can feel safe, that's also an illusion. That's where the whole idea of the Israel thing is both together. It's all just been part of this. That's why it's important to understand that 64, because it means that the astrology is real and they're using it. Somehow they're using it. So Pisces is the fourth in order, and then the third is Aquarius. Sorry, not Aquarius, but the third is a Tiger, which is Aquarius. So read it backwards. We're going through the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius, and then you read it backwards. 9 America, 1 Israel. Pisces age going into the sea, the Tiger Aquarius age. But then the IVO, I calculated them together, so minus this C and the D, excuse me, is 46, like WHO. Calculates to 46, the World Health Organization. 46. The Polaris star is the Yang star. It's 46 times the size of our sun. That's the sun's size, is 46 times. Does that mean that our sun 46 times? That's a lot. That's huge. That's Polaris. And that's pulling the planet. And we're moving to Vega in the next 500 years or something. So old. They're so old. They're so old. They're so old. That's why you get deja vu, because they're so old. They're so old. I mean, we can astral travel, and they astral travel, but their bodies are so old. Just, and you can't really imagine it because it's not about imagination. So you can live 5,000 years more. You'd have to have a planet and a group of friends that, it's a whole thing. Because that's realistic. And the world was cleaner and stuff. We didn't live to, it was normal that we lived, short lives, but I suppose it wasn't, like there was more people who lived. Again, we've got, what's the population of the world before? Was there less people? I mean, how do you know that, people say it was less people before? Like in the last 100 years, it's doubled. No, I think it's more than that. Like it doubled in like last 20 years or 30 years or something. I don't know. Something ridiculous. Apparently, there's more. Methuselah. That's one example of 800 years. Human living for 800 years. We can't live that long in this day and age with the way things are. Can't live more than 100 years in a city. It's too toxic. This is what people like. I'll read you the Tao book next time. The things it says in there about stuff and so I start talking about what I'm feeling and stuff. But I suppose if someone wants to ask, what time I can answer. Gross Point Blank, the shopping place that used to be his house. 5770. So 5 plus 7 plus 7 is 19. I'm gonna leave it here. Yeah. Something happened in this video, so it's useful for more than just information because I wasn't really interested. Getting on here right now, but yeah, thank you for listening, and have a look at my other videos for the more informational. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, well, that's not really helpful. I've lost the ability to exit.